come up for us there. Then I can slide into here. Say at the very top that if you have not beaten Cold Steel 4, you need to get out of here. Because this is the culmination of 5 years of this series. Well, on my end anyways. Pop this bad boy open so that I can monitor everything from here. Oh, okay, you can just go directly there. Neat. And, so, at the end of the previous episode, I said I was going to kill a whole bunch of Shining Palms in order to get us where we needed to be when it comes to... Where are my headphones? Right over here. Alright. But also... with that done, we have to talk to Nielsen, his name was? Yeah, the new art style was really kind to him, but I'm not sure why he's not trying to hang out with us. At Hotel Roland. Okay. So we don't know that he's the one we're looking for just yet. I see. I understand. So first things first, we have to not go to this dead end. We gotta hit up Buddy Boy in here. What'd she call him? That doesn't sound like Vern. It is true, actually. We're bracers now, so they need us more than we need them. And let me, because I'm not paranoid, but I'm really not trying to have to come back and get anything set up. Though we're probably going to be fine. Yeah. The only dude here with green hair. Alright. That was easy enough. Though I guess we could also talk to, because Dorothy's in Melder's Orbital Factory, but she's not going to give us a request, so we don't really have to hit her up or anything. We'll just meet them as we are supposed to. Oh man, hold on. How many recipes do I have? We have 3. Let's make sure there's not anything wild going on with our recipes. Nope. I think we're good there. Got Cornelia. No Topaz Talisman. Alright. Alright. Okay. We're good to go. He is indeed. I forgot how unfriendly he was originally. He'll warm up to us eventually. He's got no choice because we've got Estelle on the case. Okay, wait. Maybe I was misremembering that. Now you see, yeah, he's dealing with the Jester or whoever the heck over in Erebonia, so you don't gotta worry about him. Oh. Well, now hold on. Don't say that just yet, dude. So, wait, we're supposed to be going to Esmelas Tower, right? Is he gonna... He can interview us. What's wrong with that? Oh. Wait, they actually say bracer? I thought that in Japanese they were like yugekishi or something like that. Sure are. Wait, how old is well, his name's not Nielsen, it's Niall. How the heck old is Niall supposed to be? But I guess she is 16. Oh wow. Yeah. Looking a little rough there, Niall, buddy. He's only even got like 3 other options, basically. There aren't a lot of bracers in general, and there are fairly few here. Thanks for the privilege and the honor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, before... Oh man, in the previous art style, dude, Niall looked like he was about 35 years old. Yep. About to take our next foray right back into Esmelas Tower. There we go. We have heard of it before. We've braved its heights. Yeah. Pat and freaking Luke putting everybody's lives in danger. Easy enough. And then we gotta visit. I do remember we have to visit Esmelas Tower one more time before we leave out of this place. So we can meet what's his name? Glasses dude. Oh, his voice actor died? That sucks. Did he like record all his voice lines, or does he get a new one partway through? Did they cold steal for this man? Yeah, and Dorothy, I don't know what it is. I wasn't like a Dorothy, like I feel like if this game had come out in I feel like if this game had come out later on, it would have turned out that Dorothy was somebody crazy. Like there would have been some type of twist with her. Like as in he and Sergey. So he and Sergey have like the same voice actor, or they just both died, or like 2 separate VAs died. Either way, that really sucks. Right, because she couldn't pay for the photo quartz or whatever, right? Yeah, it's like, are we gonna start giving out charity, Dad? He's like, figure it out. Well, he could, like, he might just have the range, I think. To be completely honest, like, Niall and Sergey, I guess I can kind of hear how they're different, but I'm really bad with the Japanese voice actors. So she gave them the camera to repair it, and now she can't. They did it, and now they can't actually take payment from her. Oh, Dorothy, you're certainly something else. He does indeed know her. Dang. All right, well.
経費で落とさせてもらうぜ。いくらだ？カメラと飾り時計の修理で、締めて2000ミラですね。
And now Niall, you remember you hired the Bracer Guild to help you out at Esmelas Tower, dude. So make sure you still have something lining them pockets for us.
ちょっと待て。カメラともかく、その飾り時計ってなんだ？
Yeah.
Sergey,
he strikes me as a Jameson Price type of dude. The guy who does Victor S. Arcade. So they might end up giving him a Patrick Sades. Who's he gonna get his money back from if they won't cover it as expenses? Hey, pleasure doing business with you, Freddy. Yeah. Good on Freddy, though. He was like, I'm gonna get paid one way or the other. You know? That is true. Like, Niall, he's abrasive, but he cares about his subordinate. That's cool. Oh. Dorothy calls Niall senpai, which makes a lot of sense. But there's only one real thing that I'm looking forward to, and that's how they handle the Ellie Rishia thing. Yeah. But COVID ain't no joke, dude. So I can understand. Yep. It's English patched EVO. You gotta jump through some major hoops to get this working, but it's worth it. Yeah. I still remember, like, playing through Cold Steel, like the very first Cold Steel, and only really being able to recognize the Ben Diskin as Eustace and Cassandra Lee Morris as Fee, and not really having any idea, and Lucian Dodge as Elliot, but then not having any idea who any of the other voice actors were. No, and Kaiji Tang is Gaius, so it was 4. I was already prior acquainted with 4 of the voice actors. But then, like, obviously as time went on, maybe except for Elisa's, I've started noticing them in other things. In fact, I have a lot of trouble remembering the name of Elisa's voice actress most of the time. Alright, hold on. Mostly Laura, yeah. Marisha Ray is amazing. Alright, so as we normally do, we gotta consult my Bracer notebook here. Make sure there's nothing wild. I think we've already done Lost Kitten and Elise Highway Monster. Check. Yep, right. It's O and not X. What do we got? Yes. Got all those taken care of. Okay. Yep. Nothing to do but to get over there. All these monsters should avoid us except for the maybe the beetles will probably still feeling a little lucky, but outside of them, we don't gotta worry. But yeah, Margaret's new voice actress is Laura's, though. Well, Margaret hasn't appeared in anything in a while, so that's what she started showing up in. But I was seeing her more as. Actually, Machias' voice actor, don't know his name either. I'm sure he's a cool dude, though. Yeah, I hadn't heard of... I think my favorite part about his, I guess Peter Beckman, whoever that is, or Osborne's voice actor, he definitely sounded like, I always pictured they got somebody who they had to like wheel in, or who like walked in with a cane, because his voice was old sounding, dude. It fit because it was like really deep and booming, but that guy was pretty well cast. I'm just glad he survived long enough to like get to 3 games. Though again, I have no idea how old he is. Alright. He's a seeker of truth. Yeah, okay, he was old, so I was right. Oh. So he didn't drop out because like he was worried about catching COVID or something like that, but okay, well, I mean, when you're 70 years old, I'm sure you've got other stuff to do than like voice act. But yeah, he sounded his age, that's for sure. It makes me curious about where they find some of these people. Ooh, got her. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that makes perfect sense. He's like, I'm not trying to die for Cold Steel 4. So many people have already come close to death for the Trails series already. I can't add my name to that list. Yeah. Everybody definitely is evolved with these portraits. That is for sure. But Dorothy is Dorothy is still pretty down there as far as my favorite characters go too, so that's true. Yeah. That's why they were able to get the vaccines first, because they were the highest at risk. So I'm sure he got himself vaxxed with the quickness, but wasn't quick enough for Cold Steel 4. How could you hate this? Well, I guess I say that, but if there is one thing that a video game fandom can do, it's hold really weird opinions about things that should be net positives. Yeah, I will say that, like, the old portraits, Joshua's is the only portrait that I think does not work. His is the only one that I think really lacks something that the old ones had. But that doesn't mean I think it's bad or anything. It's still really nicely drawn. But whoever, man, I can't praise them enough, dude. Whoever they got to be the new artist they had it down pat. They were ready. They understood the assignment, dude. Okay, hold on, because I remember there was a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, so if you're wondering why the enemies are running from us, it's because we're level 15. So we are definitely massively over-leveled, but that's the price that you pay for orbments that are this stacked. Yes, sir. Those shining palms did not know what hit them. But yeah, like there's a certain, like, you just get used to them and you don't want the old stuff that you liked taken away in favor of like brand new stuff. Old good, new bad is what a lot of it boils down to, basically. All right, so there's nothing we can do except not get into an encounter with, okay. But there was also something else that I discovered. This game has an auto battle. Sweet, merciful Adios. I have no idea why this was missing from the original releases, dude, but it makes everything so much less obnoxious. Bug-eyed people? Wait. Who was bug-eyed? Oh, wow. Dang. I wonder what the, god dang, dude. I wonder what the previous artist thinks, like, because people had to have, like, he had to have understood that, like, his stuff, like, got replaced because this artist was just better. People are calling his portraits bug-eyed. Oh well. He had a good run too. I'm sure I'm sure whatever money he was. God dang, dude. Having 4 party members is friggin' wild. All right. Oh, that's right. We don't have to give them. Ooh, hold on. Uh-oh. Okay, whoo, because if he'd attacked Dorothy, we'd have been hosed. Hold on. We want to get to Flickrin. Yes, all right. Let's Hurricane. Joshua is really good. Dorothy, she's got, oh, well, nope, Niall got the heck out of there. He's like, I'm not taking a shot for you, dude. Oh, wait, did I say they were bug-eyed? I probably did. Well, okay. They probably, yeah, I mean, hey. So, I've said a lot of things. Not all of them incredibly kind. But I do not remember this, sir. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our first item. But yeah, I think I praised this in the previous episode too, but they make it really clear, like, Joshua's overall capabilities in battle being so jacked. They do a really good job with telling a story with what the characters can actually do in universe. I really I really thought I was onto something with that. I remember that specifically. Like, I was like, you know what? Osborne is Blue Blanc. And then you were like, are you sure about that? And I was like, yes, I'm 100% sure. They're not about to get me. But I thought Cold Steel was one self-contained game at that point. That turned out to be false. But yeah, those were fun times. Oh, fun times. Yes, actually, I loved Tales of Exilia. Playing as Jude Mathis, that's his freaking name. That's the most fun anyone can have in a Trails game. That dude's anime ability to like show up behind somebody is awesome. That when you fight against that I forget what his name is. He's the tall dude with like the huge sword and he's got like the red and black armor. When you have your one-on-one against him, I remember trying really hard to get him. I got him down to like 20% HP and then lost, and I was like, you know what, screw this game, and I just kept it going. But yes, that was really fun. And then I played Exilia 2, and playing as Luger or whatever the heck that dude's name is was absolutely not fun. And then you had to grind forever in order to beat Volt, like 5 hours into the game. And so I was like, I don't know what they did, but somebody at the Tales studio was like, you know what people loved about Exilia? Let's take all of that and take it out, and then put in stuff that people don't like about video games. And then the Berseria battle system was terrible. And then Zestiria had all that controversy, and the battle system was terrible. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe it's maybe Tales has just evolved, and I've just been left behind with the rest of the Neanderthals. So I just accepted that I didn't have a big enough brain for this series. King Gaius, that's his freaking name, yeah. Cool dude. BS boss fight, but still, playing as Jude was really fun. It felt like a real test of skill to be able to land those dodges. And they were freaking fun to do. Arise? So I have a thing for goofy looking main characters. Like when I played Etrian Odyssey Nexus, I had people get on me in the comments for saying that I didn't want to use a hero because they looked goofy, but that main character in Tales of Arise, dude, the one with the eye patch, I was like, okay. And then we're probably still gonna, I think it was you, Crimson, who said it last time that most games are moving to like more actiony stuff like Scarlet Nexus. So I was like, I'll probably will have to get with the times, but I don't gotta like it. Yeah, the crossbow games getting official translations is absolutely a net positive. Come 2023, when like everything is available in English. Sure, the longtime fans are upset because this is like the third or fourth time they've had to wait several years for the next game, but I mean, them's the breaks, dude. Being an early adopter comes with all sorts of trials and tribulations, don't you know? Really? I'm the only person? Dude, I played Berseria for the first time in 2 years a few weeks ago, and I only played it for like 30 minutes because I was like, yeah, me and this battle system do not get along, dude. I don't know what it is. We're passing each other in the hallway. We're eyeballing each other, sizing each other up, giving each other this stink eye. We just don't get along. That's okay. That's fair. I think maybe they just need more visionaries in the development studios to try to get some new stuff out of turn-based combat. But if we have to ease it up, then ease it up we shall. You know what I mean? Oh, my controller. Ooh, that's not supposed to happen. What's the problem? Okay, there we go. That was really friggin' weird. Hello, Richard. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I will tell, I should reiterate, if you have not beaten Cold Steel 4, it's open season on spoilers, so get out of here if you have not. But I appreciate that very much. Yeah, and I also heard that they're going to keep the Japanese voice acting as well, which okay, I'm not going to say I'm fine with it. If there were like a Kickstarter to get the English voice dub in, I would definitely put out for that, but them's the breaks, as they say. I probably, yeah, I mean, if the one thing that I really like about JRPGs is going the way of the dodo, then I might just put up with it. For Final Fantasy VII, get to experience the story that I never did the first time around back when I was like 9. So Xenoblade Chronicles, again, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate all that information. But the battle system, I'm really gelling with it now that I understand what's going on and moving into position and aggro and stuff, and all the enemies who trigger aggro visually and orally. I think it's really interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's true. And then you'd have to pay Erica Mendez so much more because she's doing 2 main characters. 10 staff. Let's do it. But Xenoblade Chronicles, I never would have imagined that a JRPG could play that way. But it feels like a really excellent balance between turn-based and live combat, action combat. I just really, okay, I will say though, the one thing I do not like is selecting your arts. Because I have to you have to take your hand off of the left, you have to take your hand off of the left stick in order to be able to do so. Or maybe there's some sort of evolved way to do it, but that just feels really, I don't like that. I don't like that very much. Okay, I guess we're not strong enough for that. Yeah, I feel like if they do recast, it will absolutely be Risha instead of Ellie, just because Ellie's in more game and Erica Mendez is trying to get paid more, dude. Oh, Sean Chiplock streams? I had no idea. Dude, I wanna watch him stream, because Sean Chiplock, ever since I found out that he was like, you know what? I want to ever since I found out that Sean Chiplock offered to voice more arena lines for free because he was just like that into the project, I was like, you know what? This dude is all right. This dude is ready to bleed for his art, dude. He's a total king. Isn't it just moving your thumb an inch downward? Okay. Listen. For some of us, okay, we're more used to being lazy in every aspect of our lives, okay? No disrespect to whoever the new voice actress they got for Laura is, but they absolutely should get her out of here and bring Marisha Ray back. Like, she did a pretty good job, but like, they should also redub everything she did in Cold Steel 4 with Marisha Ray. I don't know. I just, like, it didn't feel like the same Laura, you know? We went through all that stuff, and then she was just she sounded like she had a cold the whole time, and it's like, are you okay? Okay, now they're popping properly. God dang it. Yeah. But if it's a game series that I'm really into, though, I gotta admit, the playing Persona 5 Strikers really just, it was like, it solidified for me, because man, that battle system is something. It was certainly a way to do things. The correct term is get good. You're right. You're completely correct. I gotta level up. But I don't want to grind. She's like the new VA for Laura. Because she had to try to copy how Marisha Ray sounds. So like, that's like, thankfully they made her do that rather than letting her do her own thing. But yeah, Marisha Ray's voice, it's so deliciously husky, dude. I love stuff like that. Like Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. Her voice, dude, is so deep and so great to listen to. Wait, did I go down? I definitely went backwards, didn't I? Hold on. Where the heck did I? Yeah, okay, I went down. The Kai scene? You mean the... So like in Trails in the Sky the Third, they changed it? Okay, I mean, it makes sense. Well, I'm not gonna say it makes sense, but I can understand why they did it, because I was like, wow, they really went there, huh? And somebody else somebody who was like in, how the heck did we get over there? Hold on. We're trying to be as greedy as possible. But that's not surprising to me. Wow, really? You really want this that bad? All right. Let's go ahead and get to teaching them a lesson. So the third-party company made the choice? Wait, so XC dug out the full version? And that's the one they translated? Every single day I'm learning something new about how much effort these people put in to make sure the game was as good as it could friggin' be. That's going above and friggin' beyond, that is for sure. Huh. So we got something that even the Japanese players didn't get? Yeah, whoever this Kara Annie people are, right? Right. The Unforgivable just doesn't hit as hard. They did, like, I think that was pretty cool as well. Like, Estelle kind of sounds like she was recorded in a closet, but I mean, that's probably exactly what they ended up having to do because they couldn't bring everybody. Wait, what? But yeah, it's really cool. Except for like all the 2 voice actors who had to move on. But we're not going to talk about those traitors. We're not going to mention their names here. All right, so this is the way we got to go. We head up, and then we have to come down. No, I was wrong. Hold on. Wait. Oh, okay. So that was the original scene, and then on re-releases it was censored. Alright, well. Still, understandable. The Crossbell games took so long because it was a third party handling them. Like, for the Japanese releases? They took a while in English, but that was because you had, like, unpaid super fans working on them. Alright, so, I definitely effed up because we wandered around for a bit and there was still a chest that I was never able to get. Oh, for licensing in English. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we've probably heard, well, I'm not going to say we've probably heard Beckman and other stuff, but I mean, it's understandable. Being 70 years old, he probably, like, yeah, he didn't want to risk anything. Now, what, it was like Alba, Professor Alba, because I was like trying to remember what this dude's name was. You think so? Okay, well, I will say Randy's voice acting in Japanese has a completely different personality, because he like has a lot of really high-pitched lines. Like, he's constantly like, but he's his voice is 100%, like, it's low 100% of the time in English. I didn't like Randy all that much in the games. Like, I warmed up to him slightly, but I didn't really like Randy himself. He was, no matter what, he was gonna be whatever to me. And I think everybody else, out of everybody else that I really liked, Lloyd, Ellie, Tio, I feel like Tio's English voice was actually extremely fitting. Randy Racin, is that the name of Randy's voice actor? Emotion in Japanese. See, I probably just can't hear it. Like, English voice acting, I like to think I'm an expert in English. So, like, I can hear a lot of the different, like, well, not just me specifically, but, like, as English speakers, I feel like we can hear a lot of the nuance in English performance, and that we can be a lot harsher because we experience English in and out. But with Japanese, I just don't think that if you're like an English only person, if you can only speak English, then, like, I'm not sure if you can be as detailed with a Japanese performance. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, you can, like, a lot of people like the Japanese voice acting more than the English voice acting. That is absolutely not an uncommon opinion. Jonas Scott. Wait, what the heck is? Wait, who is Randy Racin and Jonas Scott? Which one is Randy's voice actor? I get that impression. A lot of people like Randy. I don't know what it is about him that's so popular. I really, if we could have taken him out of the party for the final dungeons, I would have done that both times. I'm not coming for anybody in the chat. I'm just saying like, when it comes to Japanese versus English, dude, I'm gonna err on one side every time. Yeah, it's like her delivery is monotone, but I like the way that she delivers her lines, and I try to copy it whenever I had to speak as her. Oh yeah, I'm sure if they tried to recast somebody else, like they would have an accident And then like Sean Chiplock would show up with like bloody hands and be like, well, I guess you guys have to use me now after all, huh? Oh, okay, so Randy Racing, okay, I see now. Yeah, there is definitely, okay, no, you're right, okay. He was the only, okay, cool. One thing I will say, one thing that I did love, that I heard, oh my gosh, I heard Robbie Draymond try to replicate, was that scream that he does when he does his Rising Sun S-Craft, where it sounds like he's about to come to your village and do them like how they do in the beginning of every opening JRPG, just get everybody out of there post-haste, like he hates you, your life, the fact that you were ever alive. That's screaming Japanese, dude. I live for it. So I will say that I really love it. I love hearing it. I did, dude. I wanted Noelle to be in the party, which we eventually got. I wanted everybody, but they only give us like 8. They only give us 6 people in the first game, which I was like, they need to fix that. The huge casts in the later games are one of the most attractive things about this to me. I love the parts where it's like you have to split everybody up and then tackle these challenges with a whole bunch of people. So that was one of the weakest parts of Zero, in my opinion. And at least we get more people in Azure, but only 8 in total. I've read somewhere that like there were like dozens and dozens of unique portraits and stuff in the original version, and then everybody only has like 4 or 5 in these. I'm gonna be completely honest though, like I really don't notice the difference. Like the fact that everybody's mouth moves is pretty cool to me. I don't know, maybe I'm just I feel like I should be more discerning in my appreciation of these games. People complained about the big cast of Cold Steel? What? How could you not like that? More character development focus. I feel like they did the whole split everybody up and then give them their little backstories. I feel like Class 7 got just as much development as the SSS did. Okay, but yes. At the end where all 20 members of Class 7 had to get their line in. Oh, check it out. They fixed it. Okay, so originally in the Steam version of this game, there's like a big black semicircle that's at the bottom where like they never intended for you to see past. So it's just like eventually you can see the end of the world. But they fix it here for the greater resolution of the Vita. Unlimited bonding points, yeah. But that's okay. So the reason in Cold Steel 3, because okay, maybe I shouldn't say that I love the large casts, because the reason why I didn't do everybody's bonding events in Cold Steel 3 because I was like, man, there are a lot of people who would I have to interact with. Major cutscenes and battle voices. That's what, like, I really wish. So I've got a hot take, a controversial opinion. Well, no, I guess there's quite a few controversial opinions about how they eventually ended up handling so NISA America bringing on the Geofront in order to actually get them set. I'm not sure if that's a net positive or not. Because, like, what if they had to... crap. What if they had to sign some sort of contract that prevented them from being able to do any more work like they did on the Geofront? Like, what if there's other stuff they wanted to do to their patches, but because they signed, like, a contract with NISA America, they promised not to do any more hacking or anything like that? Like, what if they brought them into the fold? I've gone full tinfoil hat right now, but what if they brought them into the fold specifically to make it so that they didn't have to worry about any future interference and like what they're doing? Oh, when I'm talking about 6 people in Zero, I'm talking about 6 playable characters. You can only play as the SSS and SSS, Estelle, and Joshua. That, I feel like, I was like, okay, well. I just accepted it. Let's get that out of here. Chat with everybody. Gaius definitely did get robbed. I feel like people sleep on I feel like people sleep on Gaius more than they should. Yeah, the realities of a contract, because these voice actors, I'm not sure what their contracts are like, but they're trying to do the most work possible to get paid as much as possible. Right? The whole end of the world has already been spotted. The agreement was that they can use their translation as a base, but not outright use the translation as is. But like, my worry is that they were like, and also you can never, ever, ever, ever work on any type of Trails fan translations ever again. I don't know. I don't even know why I think that. I don't even know why I think that NISA America would do something wild like that. Yeah, I know. Dude, I know it's full tinfoil conspiracy hat type stuff. And I'm sure it probably isn't actually that. But that's just, I was like, I remember being at work like a while ago and just sitting there and thinking about that. Like, what if it was an okie doke, dude? What if they got them? Okay, so Gaius did eventually become a Dominion. That's true, which is definitely more than you can say for somebody like Machias, but I'm talking about, like, the fan reception. Yeah, no, the translated spreadsheet for Reverie? Was it? Yeah, they definitely would have put a little more effort into it than that. I just feel like Gaius should have gotten more shine. I'm full biased mode right now. Wait, were people really? Because I'm not really into, well, not, I was gonna say I'm not really into E's all that much, but I'm not into E's at all, actually. But I remember there were people complaining because, like, the original translation for E's 9s or one of those games was like laughably horrendous. Like, people were sharing a screenshot of like a big rock or a canyon or something, and like the translated, like the localization, they just called it like it was something like that. It was something super goofy. Barkhorn was hyped up in the 3rd in CS2 and he gets killed by a stray random airship off screen. Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, I feel like that's one of the, like, you bring up something pretty good, True Desires. Like, now I'm on the lookout for certain stuff. After we got a feel for Falcom's favorite plot twists, anybody who's overly religious probably gonna end up being a Graal's Ritter. Like, should have been able to see Wazi coming because they were named the Testaments. And then Gaius, well, Rosine kind of threw me off. Rosine I probably would have pegged if I had gone into it looking for that kind of detail. Yeah, okay, E's 8. Yeah, that was the one that people were like, what is going on? Did they give one person like 2 nights to do this or something? But that was Asatoric Big Hole. Right, that was it. That was a screenshot people were sharing. That was ridiculously bad. Scarlet herself didn't come off as religious, but if I had played the 3rd by then, I would have noticed, like, the fact that she uses a Templar sword would have clued me in. And instead of prehistoric creatures changed, yeah, Wazi being in the Testaments would have tipped me off, and then Scarlet using a Templar sword is what connects her to religion in these games. I think the CS3, I really didn't notice any differences between the CS3 translation and the CS and the other ones. Like, I went in because everybody, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, everybody's reaction to NASA America kind of poisoned the well with me, so I was going in ready to rake them over the coals for anything that was different, but... Okay, I have no idea who Professor Hamilton is, but it's cool we got confirmation of their gender. Or her gender, I guess I should say. Yes, always on the lookout for traitors and religious people. Their favorite plot twists, dude, every time. The holy city of Arteria? Yeah, but I don't know if we have that conversation with her prior to fighting her. Oh, really? Okay, so they had, okay, cool. So they were able to they were able to get oh my gosh. Stephanie Shea, they were able to get her somewhere other than her closet, I guess. Wait, what? So we're talking about like a Zeke situation where they, or a Bose, B-E-A-U-S type situation where it feels like the people at NISA America didn't even play the previous games and got really basic stuff wrong. Oh, one of the 3 disciples was a woman. Okay, that's cool. So in Calvert, we're gonna be able to see his female disciple. That's awesome. All right. So we've come up here, chatted with everybody. Let's check our handy dandy bracer notebook. All right, we found a lone scholar up there. All right, well, we can probably get out of here then. Or not, maybe. We have to speak with Joshua again? Wait, Teal being the divine blade of wind? Wait, which? I'm pretty sure I played... Okay, maybe they patched all that stuff before I actually got to those parts in the game, because I started Cold Steel 3 like pretty soon after it came out, I think. But making Teal the divine blade of wind? I guess if you're not, you have to be completely unfamiliar with the series to make a mistake like that. Yeah. Okay, so, and I can see how they probably changed Zeke to Zeke so they wouldn't, but still though, still some really weird mistakes to make, but... Yeah, okay, they patched and corrected the genders by the time I got to it. Okay. I was still finishing Azure at the time. Okay, so the people who got to... Oh, that would have been hilarious, though. Man. Oh, in Japanese, his name is Z? Everybody's ability to sense stuff, yeah. Okay. So what we need from here, and now we have Alba following us as well. But yeah, so that's, man, I missed out, dude. The only thing that I got to see was the weird Bose stuff, and I guess Zeke was still in the game by the time I got to those points. Though I'm sure they've probably patched those by now as well. But I'm not sure how they... I think Bose was the most, because I assumed that when they translated Bose that like that was a more proper way to do it, but I guess that's just a different way to render it. It could potentially have been that, but BOSE sounds like it sounds more like what a real town would have been named, or how the naming would have been spelled, I guess. All right. So what I miss out on? Yes, okay, and I do forgive them for stuff like that, because even when I was playing through CS, like all the Cold Steel games, there were some lines that were just like straight up misspelled and stuff like that, but it's like that can very easily be forgiven, because you know these games, the text in these games is friggin' ridiculous. Alright guys, there is the line in question. Is it a line from one of the games we've already played, or is it a line from like one of the games that hasn't come out in English yet? To which are we referring? Alright. So what do we... And then, do we need to head back to Esmelas? No. Alright. Yeah, no. We will definitely... Like, only the English games, please. Tio is the disciple of Arios or some nonsense. Right, like you mentioned earlier. Can you imagine, though, if Tio decided to just straight up change professions? Alright, I'll probably... Hold on, let me drop a save here. I'm probably going to... Like, we have to visit Esmelas Tower one more time, I think, before we actually leave out or whatever. But for right now, we'll overwrite this save. Where 2 words had no space. Yeah, stuff like that. Just really basic, like, errors. Just because there's... But, like, 99.9% of the text is absolutely pristine. But, of course, these games is just... Some of it might slip by. It happens. Let's go ahead and give her the good news. Oh, and we gotta eat this potluck thing, too. There we go. Trying to stack these recipes. Yes, sir. Oh, and we only need 1 monster carapace. Copy paste the line. If you've got the actual, if you've got the old line, I would love to read it. Yeah. It was, and that's true. I remember talking about that, like the fact that there was only really, unless they introduced a brand new character. No. They said a female Taito master, and she talks about that in like the first 2 Cold Steel games, and at that point I had not played Zero or Azure. So she could be talking, she could have been talking about Kiliko, or she could have been talking about Lin. And yeah, some text boxes definitely broke the, they definitely broke their lines. Searching for Milliam in the spirit shrine of Brionia Island, Reen extends his hand towards the center and says, "The echoes around us, the encircling wind." NISA, you know, Teal's a rectition of the same art as a Divine Blade of Wind. Oh, that's awesome. It gives us a little blurb about what our reward quartz do, so we don't have to go searching after the fact. I don't think that's even in the Cold Steel 4. Spreadsheet, chapter 4. That sounds like Tio, or rather, I guess you're a fellow student of the Divine Blade of Wind. Okay, yeah, no, I see what you mean. Like Tio's ability to censor is similar to that power. I can see I guess I can see how somebody can make a mistake like that if they're not even remotely familiar with the series. I guess. You think the EVO games lack or the EVO OST lacks something? I don't know. I love both equally. I guess that is kind of fence city of me, but hey, I can listen to both forever. Right, and we should definitely check to see if we've got any new requests. Dang, she's not going to join us just yet. Original. Oh, okay. I absolutely... Can you read that, Blood Kitten? I don't know what that says. No, I do recognize. Okay, so the very first thing, what is that? That says T. That says Tio. Something something. Toi Uka. Something no. Something no. Something something. Deshitake. I don't know any kanji though. That's for sure. Where it seems they wanted to experiment with the original versions, which I feel like that would be a pretty good draw. Like, the soundtrack is familiar, but not an exact one-to-one, you know? No, and it's fine. If you like it, that's fine. If you don't like it, also fine. You can be entitled to your opinion. I like him though. They used to talk about mechanics more in the story, like needing new quartz in second chapter. Right, okay. That was so goofy, dude. I actually kind of loved it because of how much I thought it was weird. Like, you guys have just been dropping your quartz all over the place. So, but like, and Randy saw them losing their quartz, the things that are keeping them alive in battle, and did nothing. He was just waiting for the opportunity to spring on them that their lives were in greater danger than they thought. Like, what was his thought process? He just laughed about it, dude. Inevitable struggle has saxophones instead of a violin. Oh, I do not have a good enough ear for music to like be able to discern the differences like that. But yeah, the main like I'm glad you pointed that out because it definitely is a huge difference. Because like in CS2 and SC, Estelle and Annalise are really like debating on whether or not to move up to the next tier of orbment, because it's like they'd have to start all over. They had a huge mission ahead of them, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna take the plunge. And then Randy was like, hey guys, surprise, you're probably gonna die. Wish I'd picked up those quartz for you, huh? Randy was writing an assessment report about Reed not being fit to be an instructor, right? Because not his students, right? he was like, you know, like you guys are so special, right? You'll be able to show me how you guys do it in special ops, right? Okay. Yep, Josette has just made her move. The Enigma 2s, I think you might, because the Enigma 2s, they still use the original orbment caveat of like the quartz that you installed added up, like mixed and created the arts that you can use. And I guess, yeah, with the Arcus units, it's just like you need to equip that particular quartz in order to be able to use the art. There's They definitely existed around the same time, and they tackled the use of arts in completely different ways. That's an interesting thought. The Enigma 2's better than the Arcus units. Okay, and obviously in CS3 when they could do master and subquartz, they started blowing every other option out of the water, yeah, but up until that point, yeah, definitely. I feel like this is a pretty good place to hang out, Richard. I'm glad you think so. Mischaracterizing Randy? I don't know, dude. He's the one with the Playboy open at the beginning of the thing, right? He's not the okay, he definitely, like, he comes off that way. And I know he's got like hidden depths because he didn't want to, he was like, hey, maybe killing people indiscriminately as a Jaeger is not it. And he was like, let me go ahead and get out of this life, which is cool. He's definitely got all that morality baked into his character. I do enjoy that. Well, I definitely, like, I remember my original reaction to Crow. I did not like Crow at all because he joined instead of Angelica. I was really sour about that. It definitely is more streamlined. But that's because I think the Enigma 2s, because you can like where the Enigma 2s I think miss out, basically where they miss the mark, is that you can simply like there are simply more quartz that you can put in. Like the Enigma 2s, you have 7 slots, one for not the Enigma 2s, yeah, the Enigma 2s. You have one for the Master Quartz, and then you have 6 slots for your quartz. But like the Arcus 2s, there's like what, 8 or 9? 10? Yes, he was definitely try-hard eggs lording it up, but he was like, no, I look super cool. And it's like, did you? Yeah, Ash and Tabitha are a match made in heaven, dude, that's for sure. Focus on getting buffs as opposed to a specific water. And I think what I also think is that if you're someone like Chloe and two of your slots are inexplicably locked to water, it definitely massively changes what options are actually available for you more offensively, because water quartz are more used for healing and stuff. I feel like Jellica gets a bad rap because they never gave her a girlfriend. If they gave Jellica one person instead of having her be like a complete poonhound the entire time, then maybe she would have been better received. A lame Lecter. Man, I can't imagine. Because Lecter, until they explain what his deal is, Lecter just seems like a Deus Ex Machina, the character. I know I loved Angelica. And I feel like I love Angelica enough for thousands of fans who may dislike her. I feel like Angelica's problem in CS4 wasn't her writing, which was basically the same as it ever was, but like the fact that she only had 3 arts or 3 crafts. But that was the same. The same could be said of quite a few people, though. She's getting together with George. Don't speak that evil into existence. Oh my gosh. I didn't think it was possible for there to be a terrible, like a worse ship than the ship that cannot be named, but man, they really tried it with that. Lecter's his relationship with his Genus Royal Academy peers are the times where he's at his best. Outside of that, Lecter is just like, tee-hee, I knew what you were gonna do. Or tee-hee, I'm in the right place at the right time. Claire's thing at the very least is just that she's really analytical. So he's an antagonist. Right! It's like, I feel like I didn't really understand what their motivation was. It's like, because Rufus was like, Daddy didn't love me enough. And I was like, okay, that's a terrible motivation, but whatever. But then Lecter and Claire really should have just been like, all right, guys, we're only actually doing this because the ancient rules of the trials or the ancient rules of the rivalries or whatever mandated. We actually are completely on you guys' side, but we have to go all out. But no, they were ready to off themselves after the fact for no reason that I could discern. Osborne was right. Wait, hold on, because you did like have a pretty lengthy argument about why Osborne was in the right or something. Esmelga was too OP. He was like, all right, guys, Esmelga wants to destroy the world. And I mean, I guess I can help him with that. Struggling against it won't work, even though Reen has every superpower possible for an anime protagonist. Osborne was too OP. Man. Yeah, Crimson, he is like the #1 Osborne stan. You have no choice but to respect it, dude. Alright, let's hear what you got for us. That's the same way I felt like when they trotted out the explanations for for Rufus and Cedric, I was like, okay, guys, if that's what we're really gonna go with. That's what Esmelas wanted to destroy the world, though. I mean, of course the plan was always, well, I guess the plan was always to, like... He was like, no, it was perfectly written. You just have to understand. But I feel like if I could read the wiki, because I can't go to the wiki because there's Boku spoilers on there. But if I could read through the wiki, it would make, like, I feel like maybe I wouldn't be as harsh on it. Both their lives were ruined by the curse via Lecter's dad and Claire's uncle. Okay. No, Joshua's not a genius or anything like that. He's just got a lot of experience. She was depressed because of Milliam's death, right? And she felt like everything was inevitable, basically, right? I think, I feel like in Crossbell, I feel like there was a lot, because one thing that always feels unfair to me is bosses taking the time to heal themselves for thousands and thousands of HP and then immediately getting to act. It's like, okay, well, this is pretty poorly balanced, but whatever. Dude, you can just hit us with a paragraph, dude. It's all good. Dude, that's right. Oh my gosh. George was gonna kill himself. Claire was gonna kill herself. Lecter was gonna knife himself in the throat. He was like, I deserve to go out as painfully as possible. It's interesting that they translated like Rita as Rita. Yeah, I was really just expecting a wall of text. Like I don't mind. Like I think if there's one thing that we'd all be used to in these games, it's just lots and lots of text. So say what you gotta say, dude. Oh, okay. Yeah, meanwhile in Cold Steel you one-hit kill everything and oh no, he's actually super strong. I do hear a lot of people complaining about that. But like I feel like at this point most people would just be used to that, wouldn't we? I think haven't I already investigated everything here? Okay, there we go. They didn't think it was inevitable. They were fighting against it, but they understood the cost of stopping it via a global war. It might have killed millions and did kill thousands. Claire and Lecter? Wait. Do we have to go up? The curse kind of robbed people of free will. It apparently, because they have Valimar coming at the last second and he's like, no, Reen, I'm totally serious. It doesn't actually rob you guys of free will. It just makes you act eviler than you already would. So it's not all the curse. And I was like, okay, Valimar, whatever you say, broski. Osborn knew he needed to die for his own sins as well. And Claire and Lecter felt the same burden for sacrificing so many people on behalf of his plan. Who? Did any... Do we know of any named characters who died because of them? Like, ones that didn't die in flashbacks, I guess. I don't know, dude. There's a lot to unpack with the overall story of Cold Steel 4, I feel. Like, some of this stuff, like, I get where you're coming from. Ruker and Aryan Road. Rufus murdered. Well, Rufus did murder Aryan Road, but I'm sure we'll be buddy with him by the next time we show up. Like I'm sure Duvally and Rufus will be able to kick back and hang out. They might even fight on the same team. Everyone has points of weakness and vulnerabilities. The curse just lures people down the darker path if they aren't strong enough to resist. That, okay, well, I guess. But Albrecht was like, he was like a complete agent of Esmelga, though. So he was always on the mustache twirly villain stuff. Didn't Gideon blow himself up? I don't remember how Vulcan died though. His he was in the Panzer Soldat and then he was in a Panzer Soldat and then something happened and he declined to be rescued. Alright, we just have to rub against everything. What have we missed? I guess that's the downfall of paying more attention to the chat than what's going on in the game, but you guys have some good points. Osborn let those deaths happen, so he felt responsible for them. Okay, so the pot I don't think I'd investigated. I think what I was a little I think what with the Cedric reveal, what I was really kind of not sold on, maybe if they had hinted to that, because it just feels like they were like, we got one scene to explain his complete 180 in personality. But I guess you need to know about Esmelga before they can actually tell you about what changed with him. So maybe I guess it doesn't work in any other context, but I don't know. Why does it make more sense if he could have stopped him regardless? It doesn't matter if they had no alternative. The cost was still the cost, and it was heavy to bear for Lecter and Claire. Wait, okay, so hold on. Why? Wait, I think I missed the part where we determined why it made more sense for Lecter and Claire to help Osborn than to turn against him. Early on in CS1, Cedric was saying he looked up to... Oh, you know, okay. If I, like, when I replay Cold Steel 1, maybe stuff like that's gonna make more sense to me. Like those, like, lines like that will stick. What else do you want us to see? Oh, okay, we had to try to leave then. Yeah, I feel like maybe if you really deep dive into what they're all about, but like as a well, I'm gonna call myself a casual player, but maybe as somebody who would just like took the game, like played the game, and like as it was coming at me, I was like, it makes more sense for you guys to be on our side, but whatever. If you want this beat down, you can have it. Yeah, I feel like if Osborn was like, hey, I'm gonna kill your little sister, me as Claire, I'd have been like, oh, yeah, I don't think you're gonna do that, buddy boy. But like, I get where you're coming from. I don't like, I don't like, I feel like Osborn definitely, like, in the end, Osborn's plan made sense. But if I know if I were Claire or if I were Lecter, I'd have been like, no, sir. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Bracer notebook. Yep, we found lots of new evidence. Yeah, Milliam did. Milliam was the person who reacted the most appropriately. She was like, if my little sister, like, I'm not gonna let my little sister die, dude. She was like, let me step in and make some moves here. So you gotta have nothing but respect for Milliam. Accept him in the safe. A group of 3 or 4. From the terrace on the 2nd floor. A traveler who visited recently. I had to look down at my bracelet notebook and I've lost track of the conversation. Okay, where are we at? She didn't stop, just use herself. Milliam didn't turn against Osborne. Oh, Chibi Chats. What's up, guy? Claire and Lecter had no reason to be in the final dungeon. They went along with it just because. I feel like, okay, I feel like that might be the overwhelming opinion here. Like, I get, like, Crimson is definitely, he's doing his best to, like, lay out the master plan and why it makes sense for them to be on the side of it, but I think the majority opinion is that Claire and Lecter really should have been playable characters. Yeah. And that's fine. It definitely seems like there's a split opinion here. A Danganronpa, well, it's not a Danganronpa style split opinion because I think most people will be on just one side of it, but hey, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. The main issue with the EVO art, it's less faces because they have flapping mouths as opposed to still faces. Yeah, you got your pluses and minuses. The overall, the art and presentation itself is completely stepped up, but just less expressive. If you replace Osborne with Reen, Class 7 will be bosses in the final dungeon. Osborne has the power of, trust me, I got this figured out. He was playing with the cheat codes on, that's for sure. You would only really need one experience of him like telling you how something is going to go before you completely believe in what he's gonna tell, what he's telling you. Josh was telling us about how suspect Josette was. Osborne needed obstacles in order to get Reen's true power to come out. Yeah, that's true. I think I will say one thing about Osborne that I always liked was I think actually it was you, Crimson, who pointed it out, or there was probably a few people who said it, but it's like Reen got overwhelmed by the Curse of Esmelga in like seconds, whereas Osborne was walking around completely fine with it all that time and fought like it. Like, the dude is obviously no joke. Blood and Iron Chancellor, I will say that's a really cool, like, Blood and Iron Chancellor is a really cool moniker to have. And it's fitting for him. Portraits facing forward? Okay, so we've got Sherazard on hand, and she's 3 levels weaker than we are. Oh crap, okay, yeah, we hit the maximum overgrind a little too much. But that's not gonna stop us from hitting up Melders. Dang, I really want to get back on our Shining Palm nonsense. How much can we open up hers? We need 80. Alright. Hold on. Let's, the Eisengroff is also an extremely cool name, but I don't think, what happened to it? Because it was his personal red train, but it doesn't show up at all in CS4, does it? I mean, it is nice to hear the voice acting in these games. I just wish it was in English. But definitely by the time this game came out, there was no way anyone was going to release a fully voice acted English Vita game. Bismarck. It's been a long time since I've been in a history class, so... Dang, Sherazard, we're trying to help you out. Don't you know that the Shining Palms are this way? Alright. Let's do some preliminary setting up of her. Alright. And Joshua still does not have any shoes. Quartz. Alright, she's got blind. We can give this strike. She'll lose 2 damage, but she'll learn flare arrow. No, we should give this to her. Sulfite analyze. Yeah, let's give strike to and she's got aerial. Hold on. We need to make sure we don't lose aerial. No. If we do that, we'll lose aerial. Okay, well. Or maybe, can we give her quartz? That's all we need? Okay, well, how about we give her this? Heat wave. Okay. Yes. Cannot install 2 of the same type of quartz. What is it talking about? Does it mean blind and strike? What if we put... Okay, let's remove that and give her evade 1 right here. And then 2 of the same types of quartz. I guess strike and blind are the same thing for whatever reason. Alright, that's weird. Chancellor who united Germany. Okay. I've heard the name Bismarck. I just had no idea what he'd actually done. But, alright. So Bismarck united Germany. Yeah, the whole Germany thing, even though their imperialist nature kind of more reminds me of the US. But I guess being imperialistic isn't strictly an American thing. But them being like the, like, I felt like the one with the, well, maybe, hold on, maybe that's a little too controversial, but, well, I'm American, I can say that. Osborne said the stuff about the foundation, the nation being one, needed to be built on blood and iron. Ease 9. What, that's the Monstrum Nox one, right? I've been meaning to, whatchamacallit? Because I've got the demo downloaded, and I've been meaning to play it for a while now. And I know the game is already out. I've fully accepted that I'm going to be late to the party, but I've never played Ease anything, and who knows? Maybe I'll really like it, even though it's probably not going to happen. But we might have to talk to the receptionist dude first. So I do own, well, I've acquired a bunch of the other Ease games. Yeah, Calvert, okay, Calvert definitely has the most parallels with the US, that's for sure. I'm kind of looking forward to it, but I'm also kind of dreading it. Like, I do not want, what's her freaking name? That blonde girl, what's her name? What the heck? Because I do not remember. What the heck was it? It's... What is her name? Ingrid. I don't want, like... Man, I'm not looking forward to any more Ingrid to do type situations, that's for sure. E's 1 and 2 are somewhat different. That seems like the same kind of warning that people might get if they're like into Cold Steel and then they're like want to find out about playing Trails in the Sky. But like if they're about running and jumping and slashing and bashing, then I'm sure it's pretty similar. Well, I wouldn't replay them. I played Virtue's Last Reward and 999 when they came out. There wouldn't really be any point to me playing them again. Like, I've already experienced the stories in full. I played Virtue's Last Reward. I played Zero Time Dilemma when it came out because I'm a huge fan of the series. So, if the games had come out when I had my channel, I absolutely would have played it for them, but I've already played them. Calvert's gonna be half America, half China. I mean, it could definitely be all America, dude. Their cities are French named, and that's the only Curl spoiler you're getting. So, but France also, like, well, I guess most Western countries, you could basically slot them in to Calvert and then be good to go. All right, what are we doing? Hold on, because I'm kind of just running around. House was broken into, 3 or 4. Based on the evidence, it was. Hurry to the landing port. Okay, golden. And the landing port is down here. Or I guess up here. What is it? Dana? Because I know one of them is like the Oath in Felgana, and then the Lacrimosa of Dana. That was it, right? Violent Democratic Revolution. No, not Violent Democratic Revolution. Hasn't been too much of that. And I guess that's true. Mostly all that foreigner bad nonsense. You can't really gain a foothold in America with that. Well, that's true, but I feel like for the health of the fandom in total, the Crossbell games need to be released. Like, yeah, longtime fans will definitely be disappointed, but overall, it's for the best, basically. Rocksmith's successor is hinted at. Alright, so it's a character we've already met. That's actually kind of the only thing I want, and don't confirm or deny this, but the only thing I want is a huge cast. 10 party members, 1 main girl Falcom is gonna push that I can ignore, 1 girl with a huge sword that we can get the main character together with. That's all I really want. I want the huge sword girl, the one with the deepest voice, the tallest one. Oh, okay, so it's not someone we've actually met. That's cool. That's majorly preferable. Sounds very familiar. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. And then we should pull out the survey leaf, right? Hold on. I mean, obviously that's the right answer, but yeah. I should probably... Oh man, we probably should have checked. Alright, so yeah, they're hiding out in the depths of Mistwald, right? And now we're gonna be able to know, because the Shining Palms are on the way to Garoon, or on the way to Verte Bridge or whatever. No, we're going to Garoon Gate, like down the path that'll lead us to Garoon Gate. And yeah, Dorothy and Niall want to come with us, I think. But ultimately, I'm pretty hyped. The Kai games, I'm not sure if, because I want to play the EVO versions, but the EVO versions have more than the Kai versions, I think. Like what? The Kai version has Yuna. Plot twist, Zine is the protagonist of Kuro no Kiseki out of spite for people not liking him. That would be, I'm not really sure what they were going for with him. Like, I get that they wanted him to be big and brutish and stuff, but yeah, Zine, with that design, he was never going to be all that popular. He doesn't, Zine definitely doesn't get as much love as he deserves. I like Cedric and Shirley's dynamic. Yes, he filled that role excellently, but like just like his design, like Tita is friggin' useless in battle, but people love Tita. Zine is amazing in battle, but nobody really cares if Zine lives or dies. Everyone who isn't committing genocide seems to get redeemed, right? That's what I'm saying. I was talking about it earlier. I was like, oh my gosh, Rufus absolutely slaughtered Aryan Road, but you know what? The next time he shows up, we're gonna be like, hey Rufus, you wanna eat with us? Maybe be in the party a little bit? Like, if him and Duvali have a cordial conversation, I just don't know how I'm gonna react to that. You absolutely would not be able to kill my mom and just hang out with me after that, dude. That is for sure. That's actually, I was actually thinking about that. I feel like, okay, they do let us go on the Milkshmane Road. And then after we get back, we're going to check it out, but we should be able to demolish some palms. Maybe if there are 3, that would be best. But yeah, I feel like if there was dodge tanking in this game, Cheryl would probably be the dodge tank, just because if you make it Zine, he has to be like standing right next to somebody. Oh, all right, well, can't get away from us that easily. Shirley dropped a massive chandelier on. Shirley, but Shirley has actually killed people though. She's like a menace to society. And Randy has also, like, he doesn't ever do it on screen, but I'm sure Randy has also actually killed people too. It's just, there's an acceptable threshold of murder that you can still be a good person if you stay under, for whatever reason. Let's go ahead and risk it for the biscuit here. Well, nah. Oh, hold on. I almost made the wrong move. We'll pummel this one. And Sherazard's gonna be able to use her S-Craft twice. He was willing to do it, but he didn't actually get to. But I will say, for whatever reason, him doing that felt so much grim, or felt so much grimmer. Like what they showed. Yeah, okay. Glad we had that thing, but now we're going to be able to get the most out of this. Oh man, Zero Crafts is so abusable. FF9. I've actually, the only Final Fantasy game I've ever played was 3 on the DS, and I wasn't a fan. I got lost in the overworld, so I was like, I didn't understand what the hype was. And then the battle system felt kind of like a, because at that point I was already like Persona'd up, and I was like, wow, this feels really bad. I still own it somewhere. I've still got the case in the game somewhere, but the only Final Fantasy game I've ever played is Final Fantasy 3. The only Final Fantasy game I've ever played with any sort of length, ever put any sort of real hours into, is Final Fantasy 3, and I didn't like it. So I don't really know. Final Fantasy 9 was the one with the tail people, right? Was Zidane? One character leads a campaign that practically wiped out a race from the world and then says, sorry, I was confused, and gets forgiven. Okay. But Final Fantasy fans, they like to fight to the death over which one is better, so. All right. Yeah, we're probably going to find out that the Grandmaster has some really, has a personal connection to whoever the main character is, and also probably has some really, understandable motivations, maybe. 120. We'll just have her stick with that, but for right now, let's get her, and we can make a cast 1 and an EP cut 1 for her. Because we have plenty of the higher elements. Is that FF6 is the best. Well, are these people who, like, that's kind of curious to me. Are these people who played Final Fantasy VI when it originally released, or are these fans who were born after Final Fantasy VI came out who are saying that? Because that game definitely came out in like the 90s, didn't it? Joaquin was that. I am still surprised that Joaquin did not turn out to be or Joachim, whatever the heck, however the heck you say that man's name. But I'm still surprised he didn't turn out to actually be Gideon. They look exactly the same. All right, so EP cut 1 will give her Soul Blur and Innocent Arc. And then what if we change Mind 1? Yeah, let's give her that EP cut. That's exactly it. The one, because you likely played Final Fantasy when you were a little kid, and then whichever one you've got the most nostalgia on is the one that you end up on message boards giving people or sending people death threats over if they dare to besmirch shit's honor. So like, but I never really understood what the hype was myself anyways. I was like, this is whatever. Of the one game I actually played. So it's all irrelevant to moi. Okay, yeah, we're going to Mistwald, right. Gonna go ahead and take her down. Final boss theme. Gideon does have gray hair and not blue hair, but I'm just saying, a little detail like that, they definitely could have smudged things a little bit. Yeah, whichever one you started with, that's probably it. Revolutionary final boss theme. The only one that I know, and I only know it by reputation, is like the Sephiroth one where they just have the chorus saying his name. That's Final Fantasy VII though. But you always just say Final Fantasy VI is the best one and then move on. I will say, god dang it, but that one, the one that they showed off, the one, the new one, the one that looks more like oh my gosh, what is it? The one that looks like a Silent Hill game. It's like really brown and gray and dark and dim. The newest one that they were talking about, Final Fantasy 16, was it? That one looks pretty cool. It still wasn't really like, really? We're not strong enough to kill that thing outright? But I thought that one looked really neat. And maybe we'll like the train suplexing thing I've also heard of. Yeah, that one, that's famous. 6 is good because the villain wins and ruins the world, and the rest of the game is getting revenge. The combat is ridiculously easy. Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 is the that's the MMO, right? Of course, Final Fantasy 7 is definitely, I won't say it's the best one, but it's definitely the most famous one. I know people didn't like Final Fantasy 8 because there was no way to grind up levels. The stronger you got, the stronger the world got. And also something about cards. But I'm sure if you started with that one, then the junction system, that's it. You have to understand the junction system if you want to be any good at it. So I was just like, I own Final Fantasy VII. The PS, I got it at a. You really don't want any of what we got, broski. But the mini map. But I got it at a retro game store. It was like $200 for it and Final Fantasy VIII. So I like have them in their PSX jewel cases, but I've never played them. The remake is good. See, you say that. But I know people, like, the remake came out and people immediately got to arguing about it. Because I do know it's not like a one-to-one recreation of the original story. It's not like just a 2021 version of what originally came out. And then that... I don't like her voice. She sounds too old. Final Fantasy VIII has triple triad. That's the card game, isn't it? Final Fantasy XIV also has triple triad, so I take it back. 6 isn't the best. It's 8 and 14. Yeah. You're definitely like... Oh, right. These ones blow up, right. But you're definitely singing its praises. I can understand that, though. Wanted people to give it a chance. Give it a nice little try. Uh-oh. Nope. Okay, cool. At least that one knows what's good for it. Oh. We can find more bear claws for free. Neat. There's probably items galore in here, but... Wait, did I go backwards? I certainly did, I think. Alright, let's not try to find a whole bunch of stuff. Let's just try to get to Josette and the Kapuas. Hold on. This is not it. I don't know what's back here, but it's certainly not where we're trying to go. Is this? This should be it. Maybe. Oh, man. I think, the Fire Emblem community is certainly something else. I think what kind of like gets me about the Fire Emblem community is like all the tier lists. I like a good tier list myself as well, but it's like everybody really loves talking about how to optimize playing the games, and also the fact that Conquest is liked. Conquest I had, oh my gosh, I will never play Conquest again as long as I friggin' live. I don't know why that game is so popular, but I friggin' hated it. Oh, we lost oh no, we gotta get Ariel back. Okay, never mind. I effed it up. I effed it up. Yeah. Edelgard, they've memed her to death, dude. Just hating on her. People say Conquest's gameplay is great, and I genuinely don't understand it. It took me like I'm definitely gonna tell on myself here, but it took me like 2 years to beat Conquest, dude, because I just could not. I guess I just didn't like all that nonsense with Takumi should have clued me in. It should have clued me in to how terrible it was gonna be. Because I think that was like the most obnoxious time I've ever had in a Fire Emblem game ever. Yes, I fully recognize you're like, if you liked Conquest, you're probably good at the game. If you didn't like Conquest like me, you're probably garbage. But geez, dude, after that, I just couldn't do it anymore. And I'm like 70% of the way through Birthright and like 5% of the way into Revelation, but I just gave up. I beat Conquest and I was like, never again. I just can't do it anymore. So Fire Emblem 14, the Fates games, my least favorites in the series. I hate Conquest so much. I just detest that friggin' game. God dang it. And I completely forgot that we were going to, Alright, so we need fire. I completely forgot that we were going to get aerial back on her, no matter what. And he doesn't have fire anything, so everybody else gets a shadow spear. Yeah, her voice actress sounds like she might be in her 50s or something. Does it require min-maxing? That's certainly what it feels like. Maybe, I think, like, I kind of concluded that my problem with Fire Emblem Fates was that the other games don't demand that you understand their systems inside and out for you to be able to have fun with them. But with Fire Emblem Fates, if you don't know what you're, like, if you're just going through the game without, like, researching how to be great at it, then you're gonna hit a wall. Well, Rio was so shady, though. Them green hairs in general, you just couldn't trust them, dude. You like I felt that way about all the rest of the games. With Fire Emblem Fates, you needed like a PhD in eugenics, in Sun Tzu. You need to know exactly what the heck was going on, because otherwise you were just not going to get anywhere. Pharaoh is indeed a streamer now. But I'm also still a game player. And see, I have played the older games, so I was like, you know what? Everybody is saying Conquest is great. I played Shadow Dragon on Hard 1, so maybe I'm ready for this. I own Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance. Like, I bought the physical copies back in middle school, but like my brain just was not big enough. I got to the end and I was like, this game, I beat the game, but I was not having fun with it. After all that nonsense with Takumi, I was not having fun anymore. So that's why I've been meaning, like, for a while now, I've been meaning to, like, go, like, watch somebody's, because I need to understand what people mean when they say that Fire Emblem Conquest is a good game. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand Conquest, and I don't understand how anybody could enjoy it. It's wild to me. But I also accept that I was just simply doing something wrong by that point. Yes, and that's it. But you can also romance her. Like, they've got this weird incest thing going on with Rhea. I really could not say the same thing. Awakening was very close to perfection, basically. Like, it was the game that saved the franchise, and it really revitalized my interest in it. Yeah, you're not blood related. You're never, ever, ever actually blood related. Alright, so we got one of them out of here. Awakening, the infinite grinds in Awakening, I liked. What'd you think was and Pair Up was also massively, like, I won't say Pair Up was overpowered. Pair Up was really good. But then Pair Up was, like, they really toned it down in Fates. Yeah, it's okay because she's really 10,000 years old. It's okay because you're not really related. The biggest problem with Three Houses is that the house leaders behave stupid if you pick them or not. Claude's kind of on top. Yeah, Claude was the only one. Claude's kind of on top of things consistently. Dude, once Game of Thrones came out, dude, people started singing a pretty different tune when it came to family relations. That's for sure. So that's why they should really just give us Fire Emblem 4 Echoes. Quit playing around. Is this alright, we might be. Yeah, I think this. No. Wow, they put this area with the Kilika fight in here. It always existed. All right, but we're still in the wrong place though. All right. Nope. Trying to. God dang, dude. Mistwald is a friggin' maze. Okay, yeah. Please stay away from us. Oh, crap. All right. Oh, man. Oh, and I keep forgetting to give her back Ariel. Let's just have Joshua walk up and attack. You know, we are massively overdue for a remake of Fire Emblem 7. Like, people don't understand Lynn's majesty, dude, and its extravesty. Well, okay, let me not undersell Lynn. She absolutely is incredibly popular. Ooh, okay. I feel like, I don't know if, like, that whole beast thing with Dimitri, I don't remember why he was like that, but I remember being like, okay, I guess this is a thing now. You know what I miss? The fact that in the Crossbow games, using tear on somebody also heals them of burns. That just makes so much sense to me. I'll give Three Houses credit. I'll give Three Houses credit for doing a 5-year time skip rather than doing time skip babies again. But people liked time skip babies. People like time skip babies quite a lot. Yeah, they gave him a reason, but I was like, okay, whatever. And apparently he's got like the highest strength growth in like every single character. Oh, crap. Alright. God dang it. Alright, Joshua. We're gonna need you to stand back up. So, we have like been wandering in circles for a bit now, and I don't know where Josette is at. Well, no, this must be it. Legal save states? You're talking about like the Miller's turn wheel thing, right? The divine wheel or whatever. Uh-oh. Where the heck is she at? I liked Edelgard a lot myself too, but mainly like I liked Edelgard's design, and I also love hearing Tara Platt's voice. She's got that same really deep, really husky type thing going on. So her characters are always awesome. Wait, what? What's even back there? All right, we got to get out of here. But we got to stick to the walls. Okay, cool. Yeah, please stay out of our way. No! Dieter was all, like, there's never been an antagonist who was more right than Dieter. He just went off the rails at the end, okay, guys? There was definitely some illegality going on. His heart was in the right place. Osborne was, in the end, Osborne was the most right. But Osborne also was cheating on the test the entire time, too. So does it really count? Wait, okay. Also, question. Can someone explain to me why did Maribel betray her dad? Can someone help me out with that? Because I think There were a lot of things that I wasn't like super duper clear on. But like, she just kind of like laughs and mocks her dad for like ever thinking that they were on the same side. She was like, because I know she's like an alchemist or whatever, and like a much better one than, like, she's an alchemist, whereas Dieter's not really, but. All right, I'm not sure where the heck, whew. Okay, let me stop the save. Was too ambitious for him. Okay. Well, I'm not sure where this thing is, and I'm kind of tired of wandering around in circles. We've been at this for a little over 2 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a part here, guys. Oh my gosh. When I pick it back up, I'm gonna find out where Josette's thing is at, and then that's what we're gonna pick up next week. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me all this time. I appreciate you guys coming to the stream, actually, quite a bit. Thank you very much. And but yeah, this Josette thing is kind of obnoxious, but thank you.